to my right, the outside wall of this building. If you need anything, please let us know. We're excited about our company. Aluba! Aluba! When we look at Aluba, you probably won't hear this many times said today. When you look at Aluba, you look at love. Love one another. Love yourself first. And then when you look inside of love, you look at you. You are the reason for you. Yeah. Would you agree with me? Yeah. We're grateful for this opportunity today. We have some awesome people here. I'm going to call by some of my prelays on that I have been blessed to know in this area because I live in North Carolina and in the South Carolina. And by way of Mr. Mason today and his wife. But I'm going to call one of my best friends who I've learned that she's my best friend now, Miss Charlene Phelps. I'm going to bring her for you, and so we can introduce her to you. Give her a great round of applause. And my Aruba friend, Charlene practice here. Okay. We'll practice. Teach us well.
Thank you, Pastor Jackson. Yes, guys, we brand new friends. I'm just meeting him, but thank God for Aluba, who would never have met. And I am so excited, guys, to be here. I flew from Houston, Texas here, but my home is here in South Carolina. I always come back home when I have an opportunity when it comes to health and wealth, guys. And I love it. I'm not gonna stay that long. I just want to share with you guys. I want to welcome everybody for coming here and taking the opportunity to really care about your health. And that's the reason why I'm here, because I would love to share with people. I love to help people with health and have other opportunity. I'm not gonna keep you that long, but why Aluba for me? I want you guys to understand why Aluba for me.
Yeah.
Just battling with health myself and just understanding how God has our body created here. I've been on a journey with health going on for 30 years, and during the 30 years I've learned different things about your body that we need to really know, and I understand that people all over the world don't even take the time to learn how God has our body created so we can give it what it needs. When I was introduced with Aluba, with my upline, Gail, I just had rotator cuff surgery 2 days before, and when she invited me to lunch, and this is when I got to meet some beautiful guest speakers we have today that's going to come up here. And she was telling me about the products and everything. She gave me the products to taste, and one day, guys, one day you could do this. And right then, I just knew these.
Hello, everybody. I am Dr. Tina J. Ramsay, and I want to share with you about CTR Media Network. Have you heard
All that? I did a lot of changes. These are just supplements. It comes more than just using supplements. You have to make health lifestyle changes. And I have been studying to do that also. And that's why I came back home, because I always start home first to bring back to our people so we can educate people what's going on. And again, by using the products, and I was on medication during the surgery, I was backed up. We're gonna use this term. We're in South Carolina, so we're gonna keep it. I was backed up on the floor up. Now let me just bring my sophisticated knee out. Let it go. Okay, just let it go. So I've been on the products for 7 days, thought it wasn't working. So but understanding how our body works, guys, I realized if I keep going, something was going to happen. So after the 7 days, I had a serious breakthrough and had lost 6 pounds after the breakthrough. So, that was a blessing alone. Been on the product for a couple of months. I shared with my family because my family comes first. My grandson, he has severe asthma. He spent the time with his family In Atlanta, he came back with flare. He was so sick, guys, with inflammation and all that. He went to the doctor. The doctor put him on this new machine that he was so excited that he had, so he could determine how much inflammation he had in his body. The limit is supposed to be 10. My grandson had 171. Oh. So immediately I told my daughter, bring my grandson home. I'm serious with you. You know, with children, it's so hard to keep them focused on doing what they're supposed to do. We try not to step in too much when it comes to their raising their kids. But I had to put my foot there. I said, you're going to get this product in this baby every day, twice a day, until he gets better. In a week time, guys, my grandson today is not even taking the hill. So if I have to come every month or any state to share a loofah, I will do it because I believe in what I'm doing. A lot of you guys know me here. A lot of you knows me. They know I'll do anything to be able to get in front of people and educate them on what's going on that God created for us. And we need to start taking control of our own health. And they don't even realize it. And if I really feel that people is educated on what their body needs to do, people will care more about what their body. I love a loofah because you need to love you. It starts with you loving yourself. And we're in church. If you don't love yourself, there's no way possible you can love God. And I'm just keeping it real. If you don't love yourself, you can't love God. So I'm not gonna hold up. I have some amazing guests came all the way from Utah. I just met them myself. This is a brand new company. I got in the company of June of last year. So I want to get his bio correct, guys. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Okay. I don't want to leave anything out to this amazing guys. I love him to death. I just fell in love with them. You'll see why. You'll see. Yeah, I talk about it. I'm talking about your friend. Yeah. Oh, there's another friend I'm about to introduce you. His name is Casey Carter, guys. He's a serial entrepreneur, inventor, a multi-million-dollar income award recipient. He's 6 different features in Success Magazine, like Fox News, USA Today, Forbes Magazine, an 8-figure income earner in the industry. 8-figure income industry. See, guys, we have an opportunity to be healthy and wealthy. Okay, so we're gonna share with you how you can do both. Okay, fair enough? Fair enough. Okay, so he's created 37 millionaires in this industry, 3 of which were homeless, and none have ever been in this industry before. So if you're brand new, you can do it. You can do anything you put your mind into. Okay. When I first got in network marketing, I didn't have a clue. I couldn't stand up here. When I used to stand up here, I'm still in tears. But just for someone to have me to come here to speak, oh no. I used to tell people I was shy. They didn't believe that. And I normally be here with my twin sister, but you know, I have to do what I have to do. I'm in a mission to help people. I'm on a mission to help children. And this company, guys, you're going to hear from Casey Carter on what these products can do for even children from 4 years and up. So guys, stand up on your feet and help me welcome Casey Carter, all of it. He's gonna steal it. I thought he wanted to spray it down.
No, give me the chairs. It builds my immunity. All right. How are y'all doing?
Right.
Can you guys hear me without it?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go without it. All right. First off, I love this building. This building. You know, I'm a big fan of you build it, they will come. Right? And we have to see this. I'm not kidding you. We have to see this. And I think it's what, 600 chairs in here? 300? So I built my business in a previous company from the ground up, 100% cold market, and I built it in my living room. Okay? And I ran out of room at 300 people. That's all we could fit in our house. That was it. 300 people. And so this is a, you know, when you get that feeling from the Holy Spirit, like you're meant to be where you're meant to be. Would you guys agree or disagree? Disagree. The Lord speaks to us, right? Now, here's the thing that's amazing. People say they do this industry for money, income, not for the money, but what the money can do for us. And I agree with that. I agree with that to a certain extent. Okay? Because we were already multi-seven-figure annual income earners. And when we met Gavin, we got put on this amazing product. It wasn't the product for my wife and I. It was what the product did to our son. All right? And I'm gonna tell you all just a real quick story about why we're even here. Because, y'all, my family had an intervention with me. They were like, what are you doing? You built up this amazing business, right? And we had a little over 2 million people underneath us. Why would you walk away from that? And it was a very simple explanation. Our son, he's autistic and epileptic. And we dealt with countless seizures a month. Big seizures. Seizures you don't ever want to see. They're hard to watch. They're the seizures that you pass away from if you have that seizure alone. Okay? So our entire life revolved around his seizures. And it was stressful. We didn't have a really good lifestyle. Didn't matter how much money you made. Right? So when people say money is how important it is, time is more important than money. Because if you've got all the time in the world without any money, that is glorious. I don't care who you are, what you are. If you don't think it's glorious, then you're putting the wrong value on money. Money's a tool, right? That's it. When used properly, it's amazing. When used improperly, it's destructive. Would you agree or disagree?
Agree.
How many people have heard the term money just creates evil? Right? Well, we've all heard that. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
I disagree with it. Okay? Money doesn't do anything but accentuate the internal being that you are.
Say that.
Right? Money. It's like, say it in that microphone. Because we deal with, we just heard love expressed, right? In the middle of love is love, in the middle of love is you. I carry this around everywhere I go. Genshai corn, okay? And we're all about self-love. Genshai is our culture. It's the center of our culture. And Genshai is an ancient transcript that means to never treat anybody to make them feel small, including yourself. You see, sometimes we think that we love ourselves, right? But we realize that we don't. And I'm going to give you guys a perfect example. I thought I loved myself. I thought I loved who I was. But I didn't realize that I went many, many years. I went through relationship after relationship after friendship after relationship, and I couldn't figure out what the problem was. And I thought, even when I was in a relationship, I thought I loved that person. But then when I discovered who I really was and the level of unacceptance that I had for myself, I loved them being around me, loving me, so I didn't have to love myself. Because in order to love myself, I've got to face all my turmoil. I got to make a correction. So until I made that correction, I fell in love with me. I realized I didn't need anybody. And now, I've never felt this kind of love before, And it started about 5 years ago. About 3 years ago, really. 3 years ago, both my wife and I, Megan. In fact, we stand up, babe. We give her a round of applause. She is my heartbeat. She is my heartbeat. But what's really cool is I got to fall in love for the first time. It didn't matter how many relationships I've been through. And I realized that this was my very first love. And at first it was kind of confusing because I didn't understand really what unconditional love meant. because I put so many conditions on myself, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, you're putting too many conditions on yourself. And I know a lot of people are like, you don't even know me. I don't need to know you. We're human beings. We were born to be flawed, right? We were born to be flawed. We're not born to be perfect. It's not our job, right? But I'm here to tell you, once you really find that internal, unapologetic, unconditional love, there is no conditions. You don't need more money to be happy. You don't need to lose weight to be happy. You don't need to fit in this size of jeans to be happy. You can just love yourself unconditionally. And then when you do, you're really aware of what you're putting into your body. And that's what we did with our son. And he went from having so many seizures and we put him on this product. Y'all, we didn't take the product. Okay? We actually, I flew out to Utah, had a business meeting, and on the way home from that business meeting, I was going to his house and we were just going to go get some dinner. And I was going to go catch the next flight out in the morning and leave. And he says, we're going to stop over at this office. And I was like, for what? He's like, Luva. And I'm like, what's a Luva? And I'm like, Aaron, this ain't a network marketing company, is it? And I'm like, I can't walk in that building if it is. Because I was already the face of a multi-billion-dollar company. And he's like, no, just trust me. Okay? God is amazing. God works in the most amazing ways.
Yes, he did.
Because believe it or not, for the last 13 years, God has been trying to put Gavin and I together in the craziest ways. The craziest ways. We even both used to have the same private banker, and that guy used to tell me all the time, I need to get you together with this guy, Gavin. And then he showed up at a party in my house up in Park City. This was like 12 years ago or something. Yeah, it was a long time ago. And I remember meeting him. The only reason I remember it is because he wanted to arm wrestle everybody. It was the craziest thing, and I'll never forget that. Never forget that. So we trusted God, but when we went into the office, I met everybody, and then they gave me all this product, and they showed me the comp plan, and the only person that wasn't in the room was him, and I didn't even know he owned it. So, and it was kind of funny when we walked in, because I actually flew out there. Somebody wanted to borrow some money for us to raise some money for their company. And so my first question was to Gavin's brother, and I was like, do you guys need money? Is that what you're here for? And they kind of looked at me like, no? They're like, here, just take this product. So we came home, and it's kind of funny because our pastor is in Kayani, right? Y'all heard of that company, Kayani. And so I was like, listen, if you like this product, okay, the company, the CEO that's owned Zango, that sold his company, and Kayani owns part of their customer database. If you like this product, I can put you in touch with the right people. And that was it. And somehow, some way, God made it happen because one leader after another leader after another leader, they all kept reaching out to me, and none of them talked to each other. And they all said, they all started the conversation with, I promise you I ain't looking at any other companies, but I just want to ask you, do you think this is the right place for us anymore? And then I was like, yeah, it is. I hung up on the next person called me, and I was like, what is going on? The next day, 2 others called, and I look at Megan, and I'm like, we need to put everybody in one Zoom. Like, I don't know if they're lying to me or what, but they're all saying the same thing, and we got on the Zoom. And I was like, listen, y'all, I'm not looking for a company either, but we all have the same feeling. So I've got some product. Let's go talk to the CEO. And then if we all like the product, every single one of our leaders that was on the Zoom, there was only 5. They're all just small leaders. And we all agreed that if every single person loved the product, we would look at the possibility. But until then, wasn't. So we got on a Zoom, and I called Aaron, my buddy Aaron. I was like, hey, who owns a Luva, by the way? And he's like, are you serious? Gavin. And I was like, wait. At that time, I'm like, crypto Gavin? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, man. And I looked up. I'm like, you are relentless. Like, man, 15 years of just doing everything you can to get us together. And I couldn't figure out why. What was the reason? What was the purpose? right? So we all agreed to get on the product. So we all got some product, every single one of us, and we gave it to our son as well. Y'all, the very next day, no seizure. The very next day, no seizure. The very next day, no seizure. 7 months later, still no seizures. It's wild. Then he had a seizure. We couldn't figure out why. We sat him down and figured out he didn't take his product the day before. We were just too busy running around. And we both looked at each other like, man, this is a game changer. Right? Because in this industry, it doesn't matter what type of products are out there. Every one of them are good in this industry. I'm going to tell you firsthand. Because I compared network marketing products and health and wellness products in this space better and far superior than anything that you can buy in a store. 100%. Okay? But the fact that our autistic child went from being a CD student to a 4.0 student, still maintaining a 4.0 over a year later. The seizure lifestyle, we no longer have that worry anymore. Y'all, when we leave town, we bring in somebody to watch over every little step he makes. Okay? He's home alone right now. Every time we go out of town, he's home alone. And we don't call worried. We know he's taking his product. That's all that matters, as long as he's taking his product. But what is the product? Anybody who's not on the product? All right, perfect. Well, let's go to the next screen. Actually, two more, actually. We'll get rid of this one. All right, right here. All right. I'm going to talk very briefly about these amazing products. Okay? And when I say amazing, y'all, you heard my testimony. My son's testimony, actually. Not even mine. Wait till you hear mine. Okay? But these 4 products, there's a synergistic blend to all of these. They all work in conjunction together. It really puts your body into homeostasis. God designed our bodies to heal itself. Okay? Did you know that? Yes? All right. Again, we're flawed. We are flawed. Okay? Y'all know the difference between regular fuel and diesel? Right? You put diesel into a car that doesn't require diesel, you ruin that. It ain't working. Okay? It'll get you from point A to point B for a little while, but it's going to eventually break down. Okay? As flawed people, that's what we do every day. We're putting the wrong fuel in our bodies. What I love about all of these ingredients, these are all plant-based ingredients. This is God's creation, not ours. Even these capsules are veggie capsules. Everything is plant-based. I love this. Love it. Okay? This is our flagship product, Life Greens. Okay? Gavin called this Life Greens for a reason. It's the one drink you should take every single day for the rest of your life. But it's got something very special in it. Okay? It's got a mega trio in it, which is a prebiotic, probiotic, and a postbiotic. The pre and probiotic, okay, called Mega Duo, is clinically proven. Over 10 years of human clinical research proving that it heals a leaky gut in 14 days. Okay? A lot of people don't even know what a leaky gut is. Do you know what it is? Most people don't. In fact, you can't even get diagnosed with leaky gut if you go to your doctor. You have to go to an alternative medical clinic or a holistic practitioner. It's wild. And what does leaky gut cause? My gosh, pretty much everything stems from leaky gut. Everything stems from leaky gut. All autoimmune. Do you know what? I'm going to tell you a couple of them. While I run through this, I just want you to think how many people have one of these issues, all right? All autoimmune diseases, all skin disorders, every behavioral disorder, every gastrointestinal disorder, food allergies, food sensitivities, bloating after eating, lactose intolerance, okay, overweight, underweight, trouble sleeping at night, joint discomfort, okay? How many people came to mind? She's like, why don't you ask me how many people didn't come to mind? Okay, 9 out of 10 people in the U.S. have leaky gut. Okay? Now, every one of those issues that I rattled off, you know what? Our government, this beautiful, amazing government, you know what? Even though we're all American, our government does not want us to be healthy.
Amen.
All right? If we were healthy, they would lose trillions, with a T,
That's right.
trillions of dollars every year on the stock market. Trillions. That's why I can't get up in front of people and say it cures this, cures that. They'll come in and shut us down, even though it's plants that is really proven to. But it will take away their money, and they don't want that. Okay? So believe it or not, our government, they don't care. They don't care. Otherwise, why would they put medication out there when the side effect? In fact, our autistic and epileptic son, the doctor, by the way, I don't think we have wanted posters in the hospital, but I don't think we're allowed back in. Because they tried putting our son on an anti-seizure medication. And my wife's like, absolutely not. And the doctor looks like, how could you not? And my wife goes down the list of side effects. And the doctor's like, oh, we've got other medications to counteract those side effects. And she's like, oh yeah, looking at it. So what happens when the death happens? You know, where's the cure for that one? Okay, doctors were not happy. Okay, our son hasn't been on medication. The anti-epileptic life he lives now, no medication. This is his medication. How amazing is that? But the pre and probiotic that we have in here will cure a leaky gut in 14 days. And we have exclusivity on that. Nobody else can do that. And then the postbiotic that's in it, the megatrium, eliminates all the upper respiratory infections in adults and children. Okay, and this has spinach, kale, matcha. Everybody knows that matcha has caffeine in it. But Gavin wanted to make sure children could take this, so he actually extracted the caffeine out of the matcha so children can take it. How amazing is that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Phenomenal. And I'm here to tell you right now, the reason why this is our flagship product and it's flying out of the warehouse nonstop is because people are starting to realize what our food choices are doing to our children. Why their behavior's out of whack has nothing to do with how they're being raised, the kids they're hanging out with. It's the red dye and all this other stuff that's in our food that is literally scientifically designed to create chaos so children can be put on medications. It's wild. So he counteracted that. All right? So this is our flagship product. Absolutely amazing. Our energy drink. Energy drink that's good for you. An energy drink that actually builds your adrenal gland activity. Because when you drink coffee or an energy drink, what happens is it shuts your adrenal glands down. They don't need to work because they sense that caffeine, they don't work. But see, this ingredient that he put in here, L-theanine, is actually a time-release stimulant. Very little stimulation, but what the science behind that is every time it's released into your system, it is igniting your adrenal glands to work. So the energy source is coming from your adrenal glands in this product. Because it's like shocking it. Go every couple of hours. How cool is that? So it doesn't deplete your adrenal glands. That's amazing. And he put turmeric in it. Turmeric, the #1 natural anti-inflammatory ingredient in the world. And by the way, every single one of the ingredients on here, every one of them is 99% bioavailable. That means 99% of the ingredients, the raw ingredients, are being absorbed into your blood-brain barrier, right through the blood-brain barrier into your blood. 99% of it. Okay? That's why they work so well. Anybody ever taken like a weight loss product from a friend and you see other people lose weight and you're like, oh, nothing's happening here. I'm dieting even. Two things, you have a leaky gut and you have low bioavailability. You're not getting the ingredients out of that product because they formulated the product to make money. Gavin formulated a product for his first purpose to help 1 million people's lives. Then once that's reached, we will set a different goal, okay? G-Bird, weight loss, weight management, okay? We're the unhealthiest country in the world, but one of the wealthiest. Does that make any sense? Oh, it makes sense to our government. They're raking it in. They're like this. They're like, yeah, baby, keep that money coming in. Because they make money from us being unhealthy, okay? And why do people have so many heart attacks when they're trying to lose weight? Here's why. Most people that want to lose weight, they get on a product that boosts their metabolism. But slow metabolism is not always the cause of weight gain. Because weight gain comes from several different issues. And Gavin actually formulated a product that does all of those in one. Because most companies they'll have all the same products with the same objectives, but each one of them has a different SKU. So now you're paying $700 just to lose weight when you could just pay $90. How amazing is that? So it does boost your metabolism if need be, okay? But it'll also slow your metabolism down if need be. We're watching people that haven't been able to put weight on that are now able to put lean muscle on because they're taking a weight management product. But it also boosts your metabolism, curbs your appetite, antioxidant, anti-stress, anti-anxiety, all in one, because all of those causes weight gain. So he literally attacks all verticals in one product. These 3 little veggie caps do all of that. How amazing is that?
Amazing.
And then immune. Everybody is so aware of their immune systems right now, which they should be. It should be, right? This should be in every medicine cabinet in every single home, and children can take this as well. But most people, when they want to boost their immune system, they'll Google what helps. Then they run to the store and get it, right? Well, it doesn't matter what brand it is. If you get it at a store, there's something in there that gives it a shelf life, okay? And it's all man-made. And it's chemically driven, low bioavailable. But you're going to buy that echinacea and take it home, and you're only going to absorb about 15% of it. But what Gavin did is he created an immune product with all 7 immunities in one. And it's a tincture dropper that goes right underneath your tongue for the highest place for absorption. And children, again, they love this stuff. Just a little dropper right underneath their tongue. It's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay? But let's go to the next screen. You guys, I'm so excited. Yeah. I'm so excited because I can visualize. Right? I can visualize. Can you all?
Yes.
You can see this room, right? Okay, we visualize something so special that once we got to our hotel, my beautiful wife started looking at homes to buy. Because she wants to move out here. Right? So let's do this. Let's do this together. But here's what is awesome. We got this amazing challenge going on that just started January 15th. Okay, January 15th for the next 90 days is a competition for body transformation. Not total pounds lost, okay, but an average based on, a percentage. Because I don't have 40 pounds to lose. I think I'd lose a leg if I did that. So I'm going full steam for this, okay? But you have to have a partner. This is really cool. We're doing something different here that you just don't see out there. You have to have a partner, right? Not a partner to work out with, but a partner to hold accountable. But they get rewarded if you win. I get rewarded if they win. Watch this, next screen, check this out. I'm going for this right here. This first place, you guys will see it, Casey Carter right here. I hope I do, but I don't think I will. But listen, $25,000 in cash, okay? Not in cash and prizes. Cash prizes. Cash. So if I hit first, my brother-in-law that is my partner, he gets $2,500, even if he doesn't place the competition at all. How cool is that? Right? That's the purpose of that. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And we have like a fit guide and everything to help you. And if you all want guidance for your diet and exercise at home, even with body weights, Look, just get with Megan. Like one of our personal trainers that's also an IFBB pro and one of the most amazing nutritionists. She has an app. It's only like $20 or something, but it's so cool because you can literally, if you need help with like grocery shopping, you can type in 4 people. Don't want dairy, don't want red meat, don't want this. Boom, create a diet plan for the entire week. Boom, it's done. Next, slide to the next page. It even gives you a shopping list for how much to buy even for that many people in a house. Okay, that's just to help you guys get on track. We want you guys to have the very best results. It's amazing. That app has nothing to do with the company. I just found it through her. So, and her workouts, they stink. Do not like them. I'm still sore. Ugh. But I guess they're gonna get results. Let's go to the next screen. Hey, give me a round of applause. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, look at these. These are the results from last month. Watch this. I just want to go through. Now, you guys can take a look while I keep talking. I didn't put music on this for a reason. Okay, but these transformations are not just physical, you all. Listening to their stories, it's life-changing what it's doing. Hashimoto's, this gal has Hashimoto's. Like some of the worst, 90 days, you all. Isn't this amazing? Absolutely phenomenal. In fact, he was our winner. That's his wife right there. Phenomenal couple. But looking at these, it is just insane to see the physical difference. But the biggest change that's happening with people is the mental difference. That self-love, right? The self-love is so important. And some people just don't understand. They don't believe me that you can't love somebody if you don't love yourself. You can love that they love you. It's a different kind of love. That's conditional love. It's not real, unapologetic, unconditional love. You can't give something you don't have. And these are physics, you guys. You can't argue with the law of physics, right? Watch this. What's this? Hold that, please. Hold that. What's that? Garbage? Will you give me the garbage? No, it's still there. Will you give me garbage? That's your phone. Can I have your phone? Well, you can give me the phone. You can't. You can't. It's impossible to give something you don't have. You can't. Right? You can turn what you have into something that you think is garbage. Think about this for a second. You can turn that into garbage and hand it to me, but it requires what? Destruction. Exactly. It requires destruction in order for you to give it away, to make it look like something it's not. It's wild how things work. It's wild. Okay, let's go to the next screen. What do you think of all those pictures? Isn't that amazing? It's amazing, isn't it? Again, like here's Della now. You should see Della now. Holy cow. Unreal. Unreal. Let's go to the next slide. Go ahead and again. Ready? There we go. Ox. Okay, I'm only going to touch on this a little bit. After we're done, if y'all want to talk about it afterwards, great. But what Gavin did is he's taking on, like, the government. Okay? He's like, I'm not going to let you ruin our people through the food that's in our grocery stores. Do you know, if I'm a farmer and I want to put my produce into a grocery store, and I say, hey, mine's organic though. I want it organic. I can put no more than 13 chemicals on that and it'll still be organic. That's right. Is that wild? And a lot of people are like, well, I shop at Whole Foods. I'm telling you, that's the worst thing you can do. So our government induces leaky gut syndrome through a certain company, but they give all of these farmers, grain farmers, beef farmers, cattle farmers, chicken farmers, they all get government subsidies. But in order to get that money from the government, you were required to use this anti-pesticide, this fertilizer, and this feed. And it all comes from one company called Monsanto. And one company, Monsanto in Idaho. So I looked up the company. I'm like, I want to see who owns this company. And I noticed it's on the NASDAQ. It's publicly traded. I was like, thank you. You made it easy for me. So I'm like, who owns this company? Bill and Melinda Gates. NIH. Almost all of our politicians. And this company is what's inducing leaky gut syndrome. Well, guess who owns Whole Foods? Monsanto. Isn't that wild? They just bought them last year. That's disgusting. It's so counterintuitive, drives me nuts. Okay, it doesn't make sense to us. But what's crazy is anybody at the capitals, any capitals, all capitals, okay, they love it. Okay, that's where they get the campaign money. That's where they get all this. It's all about one thing: greed for them. That's it. It ain't about health. It ain't about making improvements. But Gavin took it a step further. Okay, same thing about our governments. Our government doesn't want you to retire in style. I'm going to tell you that right now. They don't. Okay, if you have a 401k, it's more like a 101k now. Okay, any money in the stock market. If you have anything in the stock market, last year you lost at bare minimum 20%. Minimum. That's if you got into the most amazing stocks. You only lost 20%. Okay? And how crazy is it that our government trains us to retire and invest in our retirement? What are we doing? We're giving them our hard-earned money. And we're saying, hey, by the way, this is the law. I want you to take my money. Lend my money 10 times, because that's a law. Now, each time they lend it, they make about 180% a month. Okay? Lend that 10 times. And then when I want my money back, I will come to you and borrow my money on your terms. Is that wild? I sure hope the light bulb's going off, you all. Okay? I sure hope the light bulb's going off. Gavin, he's way too humble to admit this or to even talk about it. So I'm going to bring him up and let him kind of touch on this a little bit. But really, I want you guys to hear his heart and passion. Okay? He doesn't need a loofah at all. He's not doing this for money or income, to create revenue for himself. Okay? He was very, very smart. And about 6.5 years ago, he was one of the early Bitcoin adopters. We all know what Bitcoin is, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when it was like $800, I mean, he bought millions of dollars of it. Okay? And then he'd gone on to create a venture capitalist firm, and they've invested in so many companies. I think he owns, I actually know that you bought 2 more companies since you were at that. So he owns over 40 companies. Right? And I'm gonna let him tell a story of why he even started Aluba. But that blockchain technology, that cryptocurrency, that investment that he made, he's dug deep. And he's created a solution for all of you, all of us, to grab a hold of your retirement, right? Invest it yourself into something that pays. I mean, what you make in a week on some of these strategies is what our government pays you a year. Mm-hmm. It's wild. To make 2 to 20% to you a month. And we're doing it right, because if you invested $100,000 of your retirement, I'm just gonna use my mother-in-law for instance, because I don't want to project on you.
I am retired.
So, but my mother-in-law, right? She comes and signs up under us, gets an Ox account, and invests $100,000. Guess how much money I make off that? None. 0. She gets to keep it all, because there's other companies out there, but none of them are licensed in the U.S. None of the banks are in the U.S. All of them are outside the country because they can't be regulated. Gavin brought in the regulators and made sure that we created something so beautiful and compliant and just useful, ethical. Because if I was making any money from my mother-in-law, from her investment, that's unethical. But companies do that all the time. That's unethical. Okay? It's not called playing in the gray area, what they call it. I call a spade. Right? That ain't how things go. I should make money off of their retirement. That's horrible. Okay? Now I'm gonna let him kind of talk about this, but he's created this amazing situation to where if you want to do that, you want to take control of that. And listen, we've heard, I don't have money to invest. Right? I don't have that type of money to invest. You don't have to have anything. You can start referring people, okay? Helping them get their health on track, and those commissions you can turn around, invest your commissions, and make even more money from that. All right? But I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter how much money you make. If you don't do the right thing with it, God will pull the rug right out from underneath you, because it ain't your money. It's His. You're just a steward over His money. This is all His. All right? So I'm going to bring up my very amazing friend, brother of mine, Mr. Gavin Dixon, one of the most humble people I've ever met, the hardest working person I've ever met. I think last week he slept 4 hours because he's working, right? He's not a dictator pointing fingers telling people what to do. He's in the grind nonstop. In fact, one night he even called us. He was painting one of his bathrooms at one of his restaurants. On FaceTime, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm painting. And I'm like, you're wild. So you guys, give him a round of applause. Gavin Dixon.
I need a pair of those boots. Those are nice. Yeah, thanks guys for being here. And just a little bit about my story and how Luba came about, my wife. When I was growing up, I lived in a house full of medical professionals. My grandpa was a doctor, my grandma was my brother is currently a doctor. So we come from that other side that Casey's been talking about. But growing up, we would always take prescription pills to fix all of our sicknesses. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, why are we sick more than the other people? We didn't take supplements, we didn't eat healthy. Well, my grandpa, who was a doctor, delivered over 12,000 babies in the state of Utah. And he was someone I looked up to. And he was a veteran for the last 7 years of his life. And my brother actually was in this company. He went and he would take my grandpa and help him go to the bathroom, help shower him each day. And that was an experience I had as a teenager. Well, when I'm 15 years old, my dad goes on disability. And he can't work or provide anymore. And he has all sorts of health issues. So my mom, she goes back to college and get a degree so she can provide. She had to do a 4-year degree in 2.5 years because that's all the money they had, and she'd run out of money. And so I'm 15 years old, my dad's in bed, my mom's in college every day, and I woke up when I wanted to wake up and, did what I wanted to do and had to become responsible. Watching my dad be bedridden for the last, 7-8 years of his life was challenging. Because I watched that scene with my grandpa. And so when I was 22 years old, I ended up coming across green juicing. And me and my brother, Gareth, we started green juicing every day, and I felt better than I've ever felt, right? Finally, the first time, giving my body all these nutrients. And when you take a green juice, if you eat an apple, you absorb 30% of the nutrients. If I juice that same apple, I get over 95%. So that really hit home with me. So we started juicing, research and everything we're doing. Well, it's the beginning of October, and my dad, he gets diagnosed with cancer. They give him 6 months to live. He had Crohn's disease, he had 5 pulmonary embolisms the year before, just all sorts of health issues. Well, I go to my family, and I say, let's put Dad on 8 16-ounce glasses of green juice a day. We're going to put him on zeolite, it's going to toxify the body, and this will help, prolong or maybe even, remove his cancer. And my family says, no, he's going to do chemo, he's going to do radiation. And my dad started chemo and radiation a week later, and within a week he passed away on Halloween night. And so being there, we knew that he was going to go, and so he wanted to pass away in the house, and so we put him on hospice inside the home, and we took turns holding his hand, and he took his last breath. And as I was sitting there in the room, watching him struggle to breathe, and we're all sitting there taking turns holding his hand, I was like, I got to do something different. And I got to help teach people about supplementation preventative and follow this green juicing path. Well, that's exactly what I did. I found this thing called Zeolite. I went out and hired a team of doctors and scientists, more scientists and formulators, and I formulated my first supplement at age 22. I was fortunate enough at that time to come across an individual, and this individual, he was a Harvard medical doctor, which I think is one of the most prestigious out there. And I met him, and he's been formulating supplements for over 30 years. He's actually written books on formulations, he's written white papers on ingredients, and happened to be in Utah, living in Utah at that time. And he sat down and he said, hey, if you want to be really good at formulation, if this is the direction you want to go in life, he says, you don't have to be a doctor, you don't have to have any credentials. All you got to do is focus on the quality and the digestion, and you'll do just fine. So I started researching a lot about quality and digestion, and over the last 10, 15 years, we formulated 10 supplements. And we always focus, as we go into those products, about making sure you source the highest quality, have the proper digestive enzymes that help it absorb in the body more readily. And I've chased that passion within the health and wellness space, because how many of you guys, here's some of these amazing testimonials, but how many of you guys, when you get significance, and this is the significance I was lacking in my life at that time at 22, but when you hand someone a product and it actually changes the quality of their life, and you hear a testimony like that, that gives purpose, gives meaning, gives significance. And so when I got a taste of that, I became addicted to that, and I chased that. And so for me, it's more about how many lives can I change, how many people can we help. And so I've been doing that. But at age 17, because of the financial struggles that we had growing up, I didn't finish the day after high school basketball season was over. I didn't go to another day of school. I decided I was going to be an entrepreneur, and I didn't have any money, and I didn't have connections. Didn't know what I was going to do. In fact, my assistant high school basketball coach, I played high school basketball, he sits me down and he said, what in the hell are you doing, Gavin? And I said, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. He said, you got to go talk to a kid who played basketball with me 10 years ago. And he's into real estate, and he's a multimillionaire, and maybe he can give you some advice or some direction. And so as I'm sitting there, okay, he's in real estate, and this is actually the first deal I ever did in business. I said, he's in real estate, I got to show up with something for him to buy. So he's in real estate. So I go find 2 condos, and I asked the guy who owns both the condos, I said, give me a discount if I buy both of them. And it was a pretty good deal already. And so, in a growing area, so he says, yes, I get a contract for the price. And I walk in and sit with the guy, and I said, here you go. And he's like, what's this? And I said, you're going to buy these 2 condos. I'm going to sell them. You're not going to do any work other than put up your money. We're going to split the profits. And we did that. 90 days later, I sold them. I made $60,000. He made $60,000. And so that was the first deal I ever did in business. But, being that entrepreneur, and it just grew from there and grew from there. The real estate economy hit, and I lost everything. I made about $18 million from 17 to 22 years old. Lost it all in 30 days when the real estate bubble hit. But I learned so much about that I could do anything I wanted to do if I really wanted to do it. And so I got into traditional business because that's actually what I always wanted to do. I wanted to create jobs. I wanted to help people and bring ideas, to a reality. And so I chased that, and I had, my struggles for years, and had some good wins, but nothing really big. And as Casey said, I got introduced to crypto, Bitcoin, around $18. And people sat down, they're like, hey, take everything you have, literally sell everything you own, put it in Bitcoin. And I was like, and they're like, it's this mining thing, and it's in computers. I'm like, mining's in the dirt, it's not in computers. I don't understand this. And I passed on the opportunity. At $850, another friend sits down to me, a different friend, and it was pretty much the same speech. Hey, whatever money you have investment, put it all into Bitcoin. And I'm like, what's that? And I said, that's not my computer money thing. He said, $850. I was like, wait. And I love math. I was actually in math competitions growing up. I love statistics and facts and stuff. And so I did a quick little math in my head. I'm like, wait, if I put in $1 million at $18, and $1 million at $850, oh wow. So I then put most of my investment portfolio in into Bitcoin at that time. It was either really crazy or really dumb, but it turned out to be pretty smart, I guess. And it was not that I was passionate about Bitcoin, and it was that it was an opportunity to make money so that I could go do more good. I could fund more businesses. And you know, if I would have held on to my Bitcoin that I sold today, I'd have over $1 billion. But I sold it because I wanted to invest in traditional business because that was my passion. It's not about the money. You know, it's pretty amazing that we employ over 10,000 people with all of our companies. And that to me is one of the things I like to talk about. But we brought in amazing ideas and technologies to the marketplace. So how Luva came about is COVID hits. And as I have this whole passion in health and wellness space, and I'm busy as can be with all my adventures, I wasn't looking for anything. But COVID hits and people became, more aware of their health than ever before. Right now you can capture people's attention if you want to talk about health. And people also needed extra income. And so I live in Utah, and there happens to be a ton of these companies in Utah. You drive down that highway, there's $1 billion company after another. So I'm like, I'm gonna go find a company that has all the highest quality products, has a decent comp plan. It doesn't have to be a great comp plan, it's just gotta be a decent comp plan that I can share with my family and my friends, my circle of people, and they can get that help that they need, and they can make a little bit of income sharing or get their products for free. And as I looked at everything that was out in the industry, I just felt like I could do it better. I wasn't looking to do Luva. I felt like I was obligated to do Luva. And so much of what we do with our name and who we are comes a lot from my childhood, actually from my mom. My mom's probably my biggest hero in my life. She's lived a life of service. Prior to going back to college to get a degree, she was very involved in the church. And she's the lady that doesn't matter if your back hurts, she finishes serving people first. Then you worry about your back. And actually, she went back to college to get a degree in sociology. She now is, she was over Head Start for the state of Utah. Now she's over Utah Community Action and over the homeless for the state of Utah. And truly lived a life of service. And so when we brought and incorporated the Gen Shy movement that Casey was talking about, my brother is the one that's behind that with another gentleman, Mike Schiffman, that I met when I was 18 years old. In fact, Lance was one of my first kind of mentors in business. And it's kind of cool that he's now a distributor here in Luva and loves sharing the Gen Shy movement. But so much of that goes back to the service and the values that we were taught as a kid, me and my brother. And so looking now at where we are with the Luva, I'm so grateful that I stepped away from a lot of my responsibilities to be here because there's so many lives being changed every single day with this company, from the health products that we have into the Ox that we just launched. We're going to change 1 million people's lives in the next 12 to 24 months, and I'm confident in that. And I think it's such amazing timing for us to be here. And you look around, and this room's pretty empty, but the right people are here right now. And I want to come back and see this room full. But all of you guys are But it's just such a beautiful timing because we have so many amazing things coming from a couple new products that are truly going to change so many lives on top of the current products we have. In fact, one of the products I'm really excited about, so I'll share with you, but we have an ingredient called K27. We have exclusivity for that. Clinically proven through human studies to reduce heart disease, heart risk, and heart failure by over 70%. Wow. And that's what drives me, sitting up here talking about the process, talking about the statistics, studies, because when I give it to you and I hear, Charlene's story, or I hear Casey's son's story. I mean, every time I heard Casey's son's story 100 times, and he actually just FaceTimed before it, we say we're besties, but it makes me emotional, and it makes me excited to want to do more and to work harder and to help more. And so, starting Luva was the greatest decision of my life, and I'm very grateful to be here, and I can't wait to come back. But we've had so many amazing people come into Luva, and one of the I was going to say something different, but I was just going to say that we have other verticals, just so you guys know, with Luva that are coming out. The plan was always to build a brand, and the Luva's the brand. Health and wellness will always be the passion, but the next vertical was the Ox. And Ox is going to bless so many people financially. But we, in the second quarter of this year, are launching an athleisure athletic and clothing line. We hired a high-end fashion designer, and we're going to show that we source the best quality materials, and we're going to sell them at a cheaper price than what you get them at, you know, if you went to Lululemon or Fabletics or whatever. And you can earn commissions off those. So I just want you to know there are going to be future things, including beauty at the end this year. But Blvd was always the brand, and everything will be focused around you. Like in the middle of love is you, as Pastor Jackson said. But one of the great things about this industry that I love is the relationships you build with people. There's a lot of people that I don't know, I didn't know prior, and now I have such amazing relationships, you know, best friends. Casey's one of my closest friends. We talk probably 20 times a day. His wife probably hates when we call it 10 o'clock at night. But he always answers. So. But the godmother, Dorothy Cook, I was so grateful to meet her, and just her love and her passion and excitement for Luva. But also every time she talks, I'm always sitting there taking notes. She probably thinks I'm texting on my phone. It's actually writing down the things that she says. And she's been a mentor and become a really close friend of mine. But I want to bring the godmother, Miss Dorothy Cook, up.
I want to say this. I want the opportunity to introduce two people as Jesus and Dorothy Cook.
How y'all doing?
Amazing, dog.
I got two people that are lost. Hopefully they'll find their way. And they probably gonna call me as soon as I start speaking. But isn't this great?
Yes.
It is. And you guys have just met one of the kindest persons I know. Do you know he drove here from Atlanta to come here? Mrs. Fight drove here 5 hours to come.
Wow.
How many people you know would do that? Maybe just say I press the next one. Business all week, no sleep, no nothing. Had things going on with his family and his friends, and drove 5 hours to see you. Yes. Now that's somebody that care about you.
That's right.
Okay? Didn't know if it was going to be full or empty. He still drove. After flying from where was it?
Utah.
In Utah. You know, I'd probably call a plane going back home. I'm just being honest, y'all. No, I'm just kidding. But we're great, and we thank so much for Casey and his wife coming out, and Pastor Jackson and Charlene and Mason and his lovely wife. She's probably looking for my lost people. But this is an honor to be here. I'm going to tell you something. There's nothing like being at the beginning of something. Nothing. Had you been at the beginning of Apple, you wouldn't be here now. If you'd have been in the beginning of McDonald's, you wouldn't be here now. I had an opportunity to buy a McDonald's 30 or 40 years, long time ago. It's $15,000. Yeah, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? But check this out. My broke friends told me wasn't nobody gonna buy hamburgers. So I didn't buy it. Every time I see a McDonald's, I'm gonna shoot them. But I should shoot myself because I know better than listening to broke people. You understand what I'm saying? You never get into broke people like E.F. Hutton. When they speak, everybody listen. And I listen. And look what I missed out on. Okay? So I tell people, opportunity, it comes to you. When it comes, you got to grab it. And this is an opportunity here that you need to be in. You're so close to the top here, that if you raise your hand sitting down, you will knock the lid off the top. I tell people that. That's where you want to be an opportunity. I got another opportunity at the top, and 18 months later, I had made $1 million and helped 21 people make $1 million. Okay? And people said, that ain't that well. Yeah, you weren't there, you didn't get it, so now you have an opportunity now of a lifetime to help people change their health and to help people change their wealth. And we want both. Health and wealth go together. Okay? To be healthy and not wealthy, to be wealthy and not healthy. God said, I've come that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. Abundant life is having everything. Everybody ready to die to go to heaven and get in heaven. You got to live here. And you should live healthy and wealthy. You understand? That's what God said. So we got both. Our green products are, oh man, they're bottom up. And I'm going to tell you something. You see everybody, when you see everybody start doing something, you better catch a hold. Look at the celebrities now. Venus Williams, I'm an avid tennis fan. She's coming out with a health and wellness product. Steve, okay? But I want to tell you the difference in those people and ours. Steve lives in a $15 million home. Every time you buy his green product, you put a brick on his house. Think about it. When you buy our products, you put a brick on your own house, on your own new house. Why not build your house and then instead of building somebody else's house? And I'm not knocking him, God knows, because, $15 million house, but I want the house I built, not the house Steve built. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the opportunity you have here to help people. And a lot of people always say, well, I want to get into health and wellness. Yes, I do. I just want to help people. I'm not getting in it for the money. Money ain't everything. Money is right up here with air and water. You need it. Okay? And if helping people, doctors get in, become doctors because they want to help people. Right? They become a doctor. I want to help people be healthy and wealthy. Not wealthy, excuse me, healthy. I'm not doctor, so don't take it wrong. But go to your doctor with no money and see how much you want to help them. Okay. Go to the hospital sick. If you breathing, you're going to tell them you got insurance. The only way they're going to take care of you if you're not is you're out cold. And then they're going to see what's wrong with you. But the minute you open your eyes, they want to know what's your insurance company. How you going to pay this stuff? So stop telling me about you want to get in health and wellness to help people. Get in here and make some money and you can help some people. And that's what we have here, an opportunity of a lifetime for you to change your life and to change people's health and put money in their pocket. Being the first in something can take you much further. Because think about this, if you're starting at the top, you're not working from here trying to get to the top. So you have to move when things are moving. And I tell people all the time, you may be on the right track, but if you ain't moving, you're going to get run over. So you have to move when things are moving. Money moves. Money don't sit and wait for nobody. If you don't believe me, if you ain't got none, and I said ain't got none, call somebody else you know. I bet you they got some. It moved right on past your broke behind. So we have to do things in order to have things. In order to have what others won't have, you've got to be willing to do what others won't do. Right. And sitting thinking, oh, he say, they say it don't work. Who is he? Who is they? Them, they, it is broke as hell, and they sick. Okay? So we're going to turn the world around. We don't follow them, they, and it no more. If you want to follow somebody got what you want. Follow somebody that will drive 5 hours just to be here to speak to you. Already got money. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to decide for yourself. Am I going to keep doing what I'm doing and keep having what I have? Am I willing to do something different so I can have something different? Don't look around at who will and who won't, because I'm going to tell you something. When it comes out, when the rubber meets the road, you have to pay your bills. Right. They're not going to pay it. You call somebody and ask them for help, they're not going to help you. They're going to be saying, oh, she got one of them old things, now she over there in the dark, her lights out. They ain't going to help you. And when people tell you money ain't everything, in Houston, we got HLP. I don't know who y'all got here. But the next time your light bill comes, put a note in it and say money ain't everything. Don't put no check in there. Don't put no check in there. Just tell them money ain't everything. And see, won't you write that next note in the dark? Right or wrong? So don't listen to people when they tell you money ain't everything. You have to find the right people. You have the right people here. You have a CEO that have a heart of gold. Yes, you heard Casey. I mean, come on. What more do you need? When you put that together, you got everything you need to move forward. And you are the most important person in your life. You got to see about you. You got to see about your family. You can't see about what other people are saying. Oh, well, this don't work. This come over here. I hate multi-level marketing. It don't work. Multi-level marketing has made more millionaires than any other business in this world. Don't hate what makes you money. Hate that job. And I'm not knocking it. You should use a job as a stepping stool to get where you're going.
Amen.
They're using you to get where they're going. Multi-level marketing is a pyramid. No, your job is a pyramid. You will never own the company. You will never, ever, ever own it. So get in a multi-level marketing company like a Luval. You remove the A and put the I love you. Okay? And do something different so you can have something different. And stop listening at people talking about what don't work, what don't. Excuses and money don't go together. You're gonna have one or the other. You can have the money or you can have the excuses. It's up to you which one you choose. I did this and it didn't work. I had tried this before and it didn't work. Well, you went to a restaurant and ate and the food wasn't no good. You didn't stop eating. And if the man or woman you got in your life ain't the first one you had, you didn't stop. You got another one. So don't tell me about what you want to do. I don't know. Right? Think about it. The things I'm telling you, you know it's true.
Teach.
Okay? But the first thing you holler is, I'm not going to do that no more. I got in one and it didn't work. So what? Get in another one. And why did it not work? Broke people will come in here and tell y'all, I got in one and it didn't work, and you won't do it because they said it didn't work. Ask them why didn't it work?
Because they didn't work.
Thank you. If you get in a multi-level marketing company and do what you're supposed to do, it will work for you. It will work for you. People get up every day of the week, 5 days a week. Some people work 6, some people work 3 jobs. 3 jobs is for 3 people. Knowing they're not going to get rich, will run over you and the dog if you're in the garage, in the driveway, trying to get to work. You understand? The weatherman will say, don't go outside today, or I got to go to my job. J-O-B, just over broke. That's all you will always be as long as you have one. You have to want more, and you have to do more, and you have to find those that are doing it and do what they do and stop following broke people. If you got broke friends, get rid of them. And I'm serious. I don't mean that in a bad way. If you're all broke and you're all going, where you going? What are you going to do? Find somebody that's got what you got and find out what they did and how they do it. Well, I don't know. Look for them. Get their books. Read their books. Do whatever they're doing. Whatever you're doing ain't working. So it's time to do something different. Right or wrong?
Right.
But I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not talking. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm just trying to be truthful to you. Life is too short. And too many things are happening out here. Look at this COVID. You ought to run from your broke friends like you run from COVID. Because they're contagious. And you're going to hang around and be broke and nobody's going to do nothing. But today you have an opportunity to change your life. If you haven't gotten started in here, get started today. Never put off for tomorrow what you can do today. I want to go to heaven. Live right here in heaven. But you got to have money. Don't they think you ain't got to have none? Because you do. So when I helped those 21 people, I become millionaires in 18 months, it was because they was hungry. They were sick and tired of being sick and tired. Les Brown is a good friend of mine. He said all the time, you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired of where you are to move. See, everybody won't change, but you must be the change you seek. And you have to do something different. Well, I don't have the money. Well, when will you have it? I don't have what it takes to start. When will you have it? Will you keep doing what you're doing and keep having what you have and never have enough? You know, everybody, I want to go to heaven. Let somebody come in here with a gun and start shooting. I don't see how bad you want to go to heaven. You going to run out of here like a bat out of, because you ain't ready to go to heaven yet. So since you ain't ready to go yet, let's get in a Uber and make some money. You want to help people save some lives? Tell them about the products. Get on the products. The products work. God knows they work. And like at this time, our immune system, that's what you need in your immune. If you have a healthy immune system, and why not get paid for helping people get well? Doctors are getting paid to keep you sick. They write you a prescription, you go to the doctor, get a prescription, and you got 5 refills. Why am I refilling if it's supposed to make me well?
Amen.
You ever thought about that? Doctors are practicing medicine, and who are they practicing on? You. You have a plant-based product. God told you to eat. When he made the Garden of Eden, he put plants and stuff out there. Wasn't no animals in the Garden of Eden. We went and changed and did all this stuff. A leaky gut. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be through. It's like a ship on the ocean. I don't care how big the ship is and how big the ocean is. If you put the biggest cruise ship in the world out there on the ocean, if the elements don't change, that ship will keep cruising and won't do nothing. Dig a hole in it. It may take 10 years. It may take 20, but that ship is going down. Your leaky gut, you don't know how long it's been leaking. What if it's been leaking 15 to 20 years? You about to go down.
Go ahead, dog.
You're about to go down.
Let me
You don't have to go down in the shape you're in. Get you some of our product. Get in this business, make you some money, and help other people change their lives. Get you off your mind and get other people on your mind. The only reason you're supposed to have you on your mind because you know you want to change and you want to be different. And I am going to be different. And I got to help people. I got to get in a loop. I got to tell people about these products. I have to help somebody. And today, not tomorrow, today, you never put off for tomorrow what you can do today because you will never. Procrastination kills more dreams.
Yes, Lord.
More dreams. And everybody, a dream is not what you see in your sleep. It's the thing that won't let you sleep. What are you dreaming about? Have you thrown all your dreams away because you have no money? When are you going to wake up? Today is your day. Today is your day. Well, let me pray about it. You've been praying about it. Now you got an answer.
Amen.
Right or wrong?
Right.
Your answer is here. So if you're ready to sign up in here and you're not in his company, we're ready to help you. Even if you're online, today is your day. Not another day will you be broke or sick. And if you do, it's because you chose it. A Luba will help you change your life, your family's life, and your friend's life. Don't go around being sick and broke. So how many guests do we have here? Who's guesting here? How many are ready to change your life? Stand up, stand up. Stand up. We're here to help you. We'll walk past the river. Do you hear me? I can give you my number, 281-802-8103. And I'm gonna make sure you have it before you leave. You can call me 24/7. I'll wake up and help you. Because nothing comes to a sleeper but a nightmare. And we're gonna wake up and make some money. So what it costs to come in here, we got several packages. We're gonna get with each of you, choose a package, and get started today. Today is the best day and the first day of the rest of your life. And I'm not telling you about what somebody told me. I'm telling you about what I know. I went from 0 to hero in 18 months. 100 of my friends told me don't do it, told me to go get a job. I said, I don't like the way you look going to your job. All right. You still broke. Why would I follow you? You got 3 jobs. Why would I follow you? You see what I'm saying? So today, we're going to change your lives. I promise you. Today, don't look back. Don't look at nobody who didn't do it because how do you compare you to somebody that didn't do it? Don't be average, be better. Go from good to great. A mover will take you. Next time you come here in this place, it's going to be packed. See, everything ain't for everybody, but the right people, you're at the right place at the right time. You heard what will save your life today. And when you go out and tell some broke person, I don't believe it.
I understand.
Okay? See, always come back to here. Come back to what you felt when you were here. Because the best things in life you don't see or hear, you feel it. And when you feel it, you will possess it. And when you possess it, you will own it, and nobody can take it away from you. Not one broke person in this world can take this from you. You understand what I'm saying? So you own it. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's yours. This is your company. He may be the CEO, but this is your company. Okay? So I thank y'all for coming out, and if I came at you too strong, come next time, I'm gonna come even stronger. Bring somebody, because everybody's sitting here thinking, I wish I'd have brought so and so. Okay?
They wouldn't come.
That's all right. That's all right. When I made my first $1 million, I promise you, hundreds of people asked me after, hold on 1 second. Hundreds of people asked me after I made it, I wish I'd have went with you. I wish I'd have did it. I said, I know you do. I wish you had it too. Can you loan me some money now? You didn't help me make it. You will not help me spend it.
Take it.
So today, you folks, you ones that stood up, yes, ma'am.
I'm the lady that talked with you on the phone with Mason the other day, and I told you that I started the product, and I took it for 3 days, and it was making me sleepy. So then you said reverse it, and start taking it at night. So you told me to let you know that I was here. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, we finna get you signed up and in this business, and we're gonna have you take that product at night when you sleep.
I've started the product.
Okay.
But after the 3rd day, it was just making me sleepy, and I was like,
Your body needs sleep, sweetheart.
so yeah,
What you not doing? Your body, the product do what your body needs.
right. But I was taking it in the morning,
Okay.
so and I don't need to sleep during the day.
Yeah. But your body's saying you need to sleep, so you better go to sleep at night. So start taking it at night. Okay? It will do whatever it will to help you. But we'll talk more about that. Okay? Anybody else? All right, can we get some paperwork for these people and get these people signed up and put in the computer so they start their business today? What, when you raise your hand?
Yes, ma'am. I'm in the business already. I started the product myself. I started the product about a month now, and when I started, I had a lot of fluid in my body. I started, like I said, been about a month now. When I started, I was between 235 to 240 pounds, and when I got on the scale this morning, I'm actually at 218 pounds.
Go, girl! This will help with your weight loss. See, when you stop that leaky gut, whether you believe it or not, most diseases start in the gut. It does. All, excuse me, Casey, thank you. All diseases start in the gut. So when you stop that leaky gut, ain't no telling what happened. You're going to sleep at night, okay? You're going to lose weight. You're going to eat better. I'm going to tell you something else these products do too. When you eat bad, you don't want it.
Don't want it.
The product makes you feel it.
That's right.
I'm going to tell you something. My daughter took me out for birthday dinner. My birthday, I was 75, 8, 9, 10 days ago or something. And she bought me a $350 steak that was covered in gold. Yeah. I got pictures of it. First time I ever had one in my life, but it won't be the last. Okay? Now, when I ate that, it was so full of grease because the greens had just literally cleaned my body. So I really couldn't enjoy it because it was so full of grease. But I ate that $350 steak. Enjoyed it or not. Okay? So if we have no other questions, we're going to go to a quick training and help whoever's getting started. Somebody, you want to get started too?
Yeah, I've already started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There was somebody else that stood up. The lady in the, yeah. What's your name? Margaret? What's she say?
Robin.
Robin, who invited you? All right. All right. God said go her girlfriend. So we're gonna get you started today too. And that's it, unless we have any other questions. And you out there online, if you're ready to get started, you contact whoever got you watching this. Join us today. We are going over the top. We're going to help people become healthy and wealthy. How I know? I did it before. I have 21 people become millionaires in 18 months. Yes, I did. I had my own show on TV called The Amateur Millionaire Show. Check it out. Don't sit back and say, I don't believe it, because guess what? The banks don't care whether you believe it or not. If you check your pocketbook and see if you should believe it or if you don't believe it, okay? So God bless you. Thank you for watching us. Don't just watch, come and join Aluva. I love you, Aluva. Thank you.
Any questions? Any questions?
And I'll ask a question about products.
Make money. And it's a lot of money.